President Trump has these crank bar leftist liberal Democrats in absolute panic mode. So he had a press avail the other day with these clowns who came in from Western Europe to try to beg for money for Volodymyr Zelensky because he's broke. These, they're all running broke. Their countries are full of illegals from sub-Saharan Africa in the Middle East. So they're broke. They ain't got no money. They can't support Ukraine, but they want to keep the wars going. I'm a military Gold Star widow. I don't want the wars to continue to go. I already paid my dues for that. Okay. So what did President Trump say in this press avail? He said that he's working with the legal team and that he is writing an executive order to get rid of mail-in voting. And yes, he is, with his Article 2 powers, yes, he can. It is a national security issue. Remember, CISA said it. I was there. CISA held a meeting in 2019 before the election at the federal building there in Lakewood, Colorado. And generals, top intelligence folks came in and, it was quite the thing. And the entire premise of the symposium was election security and cybersecurity and things of that sort. So clearly they have already established the fact that election security is national security. Okay. Then it is well within President Trump's Article 2 powers to have jurisdiction over the elections, just like he took over DC because those who were in charge wouldn't do anything, and DC falls under the jurisdiction because they're not an actual state. Anyway, this issue has so got the Democrats got their panties in a wad that this Secretary of State here in Colorado, this big bedraggled sea hag, aka Jenna Griswold, is now on the circuit. She is going on all of these shows. I've seen her on MSDNC. She's on CNN, making the usual rounds with the same talking points, using the same rhetoric, talking about how, oh my gosh, 100% secure. It's the gold standard. It's this, it's that. There's no way that the election system can be hacked. Colorado's that got the best election system in the country and in the world. It's the gold standard. Bullshit. We live here. Are you serious? We watched this burning down building. We've watched what you people have done. So anyway, she says, well, the mail-in ballots are the completely safest thing in the entire world. They can't be hacked from Russia. She always uses Russia as an example. Can't be hacked. Oh, no. Can't be hacked because it's paper. This is what she uses as justification. It's paper. It can't be hacked. It's paper. Yeah, but there are 18 plus steps after the mail-in ballot is even received back in the election offices. 18 hands and 18 steps that it has to go through. How the hell is that an accurate count? How is that?
Oh, but even who they're sending them to could be sending them to illegals.
Chain of custody able to be properly policed.
Crap like that.
It's not. Anything can happen, and that's without there being any kind of rejection. So remember this. Don't listen to Jenna Griswold. She's a creep. She sat there and dragged Tina Peters through court when she was literally the one who left 600 BIOS passwords to the Colorado election system wide open for 4 months, dude. 4 months. She did that. Her office did that. Okay? 4 months. Anybody in the world. They were open folders. You could just go in, grab the passwords, do whatever you wanted. Okay? But during the times she had Tina Peters sitting in court, oh my God. She had the BIOS password sitting on the open internet for any and everybody to go and check it out. So it's really ironic that she's the one who's free making TV appearances while Tina Peters is serving 9 years in prison for exposing her fat ass. I can't wait till this really gets resolved properly. Now, let me tell you this, just so we're clear. Jenna Griswold is a Soros slave. She's doing what Massa tells her to do. Tap dancing on that porch on the plantation. According to the American Thinker, in a July 2025 article, FBI Director Kash Patel recently sent an intelligence report to Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley. According to an article by John Solomon, thank you, John Solomon, of Just the News, the report states that a confidential human source told the FBI that China's communist government, not Russia, China's communist government, quote, was shipping fake driver licenses. Remember this? Wasn't that long ago, just a few months that this was they broke this, John Solomon broke this story, that they were shipping fake driver's licenses to the United States to manufacture tens of thousands of fraudulent mail-in votes for Joe Biden, particularly for Joe Biden. Period. End of story. They did this. Okay. So no, they're not secure, Jenna. They're not. And you know damn well they're not, and you don't care. All you want is for this to go away and never be heard of ever again, but you're not going to get away with your crimes. You disgusting, psychotic freak. You reap what you sow, Jenna. I'll talk more about this in another video, but remember, mail-in voting, we only did that because of particularly the pandemic. Okay. If
They used it.
you can get out and go to the store and do everything else, you can vote. Election day is every 4 years. We don't need mail-in voting. We don't. It's bullshit. Excuse me, my husband was in the military.
Only for people that are overseas.
That's not mail-in voting. Okay.
Exactly.
He requested a ballot long before it was time and returned it on time. Okay, that is a different thing altogether. Nobody's trying to hurt soldiers. And please spare me, Democrats don't give a flying flip about soldiers. Look, they have treated me like crap. Okay. Anyway, Jenna Griswold, all of these media losers trying to tell you that mail-in voting is secure. It is not.
Amen on that. Totally. Let's go on the second one. Colorado Democrats trying to steal.
Oh my gosh, these dirty, dirty, rotten Democrats in the state of Colorado, these state legislators. Let me tell you what the latest is. So, as we know, President Trump got us American taxpayers some financial relief through the big, beautiful bill. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for seniors. Somehow the Democrats are turning that into, it's wrong. Somehow it doesn't benefit you. Okay, whatever. So these dirty, rotten Colorado Democrats have come in with House Bill 25-1296. What does it do? Oh, I am so glad you asked. There are about 14 sections in here. Section 6 is the one that addresses this issue. Let's talk about it. Section 6 adds the amount of any overtime compensation excluded or deducted from a taxpayer's federal gross income to that taxpayer's federal taxable income for purposes of determining the taxpayer's state taxable income. So basically, you thought you were getting taxed on overtime or no tax on overtime. Yeah, no, not if these dirty Colorado Democrats have anything to do with it, because the state is broke. How many times do I have to say this? Don't worry about it. I'll keep doing it. They bet the house on illegal aliens. They thought Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or one of these other clowns were going to win, and that they were going to continually, perpetually get federal money, which is taxpayer money to house and feed and clothe and educate and give medical care to illegal aliens who do not have any right or legal standing to be here. But they were going to continue to take care of them so that they could be included in the census count. They could get more House seats. They could get more votes. We all know the story, okay? They don't care about these people. They only care about their political pursuits. So these individuals in the Colorado legislature, don't worry, I'm going to tell you who it exactly, who sponsored this bill, that is definitely receiving backlash because after Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the economic Armageddon that they waged, the war they waged against us by raising taxes through the roof, by sky high inflation over 9%, dude. Like the interest rates that Rome Powell still refuses to send in the other direction. He refuses to decrease the very high interest rates. And, it's not benefiting Main Street, it's benefiting Wall Street. And Jerome Powell obviously has some handlers who are telling him, don't you dare, don't you move it, you leave it alone. Anyway, that's another video. But these dirty Colorado Democrats, they did not know that they were going to have to come into a time where they would have a special session like they have done last week, because they don't know where they're getting this money from. They're $1.5 billion in the hole with this budget shortfall, and they just started laying off city employees today. Yeah. Some people got really bad news today that, today's your last day. Hate it for you. Sorry. But, we spent $1.5 billion on illegal aliens, and now we have no money for you. So there's that. Who, you may ask, orchestrated this garbage legislation? Oh, let me not go by without telling you who this is. The prime sponsors are loser Representative Lorena Garcia. She's a piece of work. Of course, Representative Yara Zokaie, Zokaie, and Senator Mike Weissman. And the committees are the House Finance Committee, House Appropriations, Senate Finance, and Senate Appropriations. So they're all in cahoots together. Those who are the aforementioned, why don't you get on X and
send money out,
no matter what state you're in, just shout out. Say, what the hell are you doing? Why are you punishing the people of Colorado while you're hiring your family members to have nice city jobs and work for you? That's another story. But why are you punishing the taxpayers in the state of Colorado, and why are you directly defying President Trump's big, beautiful bill and his orders to stop taxing overtime for American citizens? Ask them that. I'd be interested to know their response.
Yep.
So the other day,
came to the United States.
Volodymyr Zelensky came to the Oval Office. President Trump had just come from an Alaskan summit where he met with President Vladimir Putin of Russia to try to put an end to this ridiculous, useless war that the globalists don't seem to want to let go of. But President Trump took the initiative and arranged a meeting, and they went to Alaska, and it was very successful, by the way, contrary to what one may hear in the lamestream media. Now, he is not even off the plane 24 hours, and Zelensky and Western European leaders are here sitting outside of his office looking like they're in trouble with the principal. And
all patriots.
This fool is literally here begging for more money.
What did you do with the $500 billion that we've already given you? You know what? Let me tell you something. I I have Ukraine fatigue at this juncture. I don't want to
Long
hear about
ago, I had
Ukraine
that,
anymore.
like 10
I don't want
minutes
to
into
talk
it.
about them. Nobody knew who this place even was before Joe Biden, and nobody really cared. Crimea was annexed in 2014 thanks to Victoria Nuland, who is part of the Obama brood of vipers, who went into Ukraine to do a, a color revolution, a regime change operation that was successful for them because they wanted to install their puppet, who is Zelensky at the time. Or was it a Poroshenko? Viktor Poroshenko. There was an order to that. Maybe it was Poroshenko first and then Zelensky after. But they wanted their puppet installed because the deep state has a lot of reason, mostly money and power, to keep the Ukrainian laundromat LLC at full operation. And they've managed to do that for a lot of years. Do you know under Joseph Stalin, back at the turn of the 20th
Weapons
century,
makers, the bomb
the
makers make a lot of
Ukrainian
money too.
people were starved to death? Over 1 million Ukrainians, by the way. Joseph Stalin forbid the Ukrainian people from eating the grain that was grown in their country. Yeah, literally genocide during that time. They were the breadbasket of the world. They grew most of the wheat that fed that region of the world and the entire world. And there, during that time, there was just the same fake news campaigns that went out that tried to tell the world, oh no, the Ukrainian people are doing great, nobody's starving here, even though they were becoming cannibals and eating their own children because they were literally starving to death, because Stalin wanted to keep all of the grain for himself and then sell it to other countries. But the Ukrainian people were not able to benefit from it. So fast forward to what we're seeing now, and this little fat bastard, Volodymyr Zelensky, who's literally an actor turned politician, who comes to America, usually under Biden in his little Adidas warm-up suits, standing on the floor of Congress where it's never happened before. He should never have been allowed to come anywhere near the sacred floor where our founding fathers birthed this wonderful country. This little creep who wears tight pants and high heels in music videos desecrated the House floor, and these dumb members of Congress in America waving Ukrainian flags and wearing Ukrainian pins because they all know that they all went to wash their clothes and their money at the Ukrainian laundromat LLC, so everybody got paid and nobody cared. While American citizens have been suffering under the last 4 to 5 years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and their economic Armageddon and their war against us, Ukraine was walking away every 2 weeks. I need more money. I need more money. I need more money. And every time he demanded it, he got it. You get Anthony Blinken or Jake Sullivan standing up there making these stupid announcements. Oh, we're giving another, $100 billion to Ukraine, another $5 million to Ukraine. Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. I have Ukraine fatigue. You have no idea how blessed and just absolutely thankful to God I am that I don't have to see any more announcements from the State Department and from the Pentagon telling me, oh, I'm giving another $100 million to Ukraine. Oh, I'm giving all the Bradley fighting vehicles that my husband actually worked on and drove. Amazing man. He's not here anymore. You know why? Because of all the endless fucking wars. So you go to hell if you want to keep the wars going. You understand? So Volodymyr Zelensky brought all that Georgia
Hey,
Maloney and
Pat, Alan,
Erlinger,
John,
whoever she is, the head
Leslie.
of the European
See, I
Union, and
can't see you
Kara
until you
Starmer, and all these
mention your name or
foreigners,
you say
these
hi.
Western Europeans who can't support him anymore. They can't support a war, but they want to keep the war going.
Tomorrow I plan on doing a couple videos on about Canada separating from, or Alberta and Saskatchewan and all them separating from Canada and maybe coming 51st and 2nd state to America.
Because war pays. They want security guarantees. We don't have security guarantees in the city of Chicago, who have shootings, stabbings, killings every single day. Hell,
It's
right here in
actually going to be a
Colorado,
big thing for America.
we got
actually
park rangers who get stabbed in the park. Just happened yesterday. We got Trendy Aragma and 50,000 other freaking foreign gangs who have moved here that the Colorado governor denied was even a thing. It's not real. It's part of your imagination. 9 News, Kyle, what's his name?
These are
little
a couple weeks
Kyle,
old, but
whatever
I'll
his
get to
name
the
is.
newer ones that, as I play them.
He's
in
so
order.
unimportant, I've forgotten. Clark Kyle, I don't care. Telling us that it was all in our imagination. It was a Kyle Clark. It was a right-wing conspiracy. It was a MAGA conspiracy. No, it was really happening. Anyway, they came here for security guarantees, which means troops, which means more money. They want $1 trillion to give to BlackRock to rebuild Ukraine. I don't want to rebuild Ukraine. I want to rebuild America. I want to rebuild the Bible Belt and the Midwest in America from all the factories leaving here in the 80s and 90s going to foreign countries. I have Ukraine fatigue. I don't want to rebuild Ukraine. I don't give a shit about Ukraine. You understand that?
It's money laundering.
I don't care. I don't care about these people. They're going to have to figure it out. We're 250 years old. These are very 100,000-year-old grievances that we have nothing to do with. Nothing that benefits Ukraine benefits me. All that I do is put up money. We have, as American citizens and taxpayers, we have Ukraine fatigue.
And then some.
Please, Mr. President, we want Ukraine to be gone. We don't want to pay them anymore. We don't want to help them anymore. We've been helpful. $500 billion gone. We'll never see it again. And we're done with Ukraine. That's it. We need to rebuild America. America first. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Well said. Okay, next one's about postponing the $27,000 mountain retreat amid the backlash to recent layoffs. Watch this.
The Denver City Council members and this skinny pants mayor.
Now, again, remember, they've had to lay off a lot of people because they're trying to cover the money that they're trying to keep the illegals here. They're not getting the government money they were before. So they've had to lay off a lot of federal employees to keep these illegals here in America.
Tried to go on a mountain retreat and spend $27,000 of Colorado taxpayer money for their little retreat. Yeah, they postponed that whole thing.
Yeah, Pat, I've seen some real horrible things where they're trying to trash these vigils and like memorial things set up for Charlie Kirk. That's terrible. It's just insane how evil the left is.
Because of the backlash from the public. You just laid off 200 city workers and more layoffs are coming. See, what's happening now is those who supported all this bullshit before.
Pat, there's billions upon billions of dollars just missing. It's a money laundering thing. That peace could be made if the European Union would stop pushing Zelensky to settle.
Or
not settle.
They're mad now. They hot mad because they're the ones who got laid off. And I mean tenured employees who've been with the city of Denver for 20, 30 years. Oh, now they hot mad. See,
it's not just our politicians making money off the Ukraine. It's a lot of the politicians overseas too, because all this money that's being funneled in is mostly American, our tax dollars.
They never thought that any of the policies over the last 4 years would affect them. They thought they had a job for life. Turns out you don't, because this stupid city and this freaking
her name happens to be Karen Kennedy. Anyways, yeah, she's not one of the Kennedy as in the left-wing Kennedy. She's definitely conservative. I just had her on the channel a couple days ago.
idiotic
3 days ago,
politicians bet the
as a
house
guest.
on
She's coming back
illegals.
on.
They
Probably
thought
in
they
a few
would just
weeks.
have a steady stream of federal money, and President Trump cut off all their funds. And now the city workers are being laid off. They're just getting
She's extremely hard to talk with. You send her a message and she won't see it for 2 to 3 weeks.
started with the layoffs, by the way, and that
She
means
sees it,
services
but
in
it's
the
a lot
city
later.
are going to continually decrease because they're broke.
Hey, Charles.
They're broke. And they're blaming President Trump for, he's cutting off Medicare. He's holding money that's ours. No, bitch, you ain't entitled to taxpayer money. Oh, you screwed up. So, we'll just come in and give you another bailout like you've gotten used to. So they were going to take this $27,000 mountain retreat to figure out how to steal more American taxpayer money of the Coloradans that they've already stolen more than we can ever afford. And now, because they're not getting any more federal money, they're trying to figure out how they were going to take a mountain retreat.
Remember, she used to
Because
work
they're so
inside
told.
government.
They're told to try to figure out how they're going to come up with $1.5 billion.
They'll lay off workers before they'll get rid of these illegals.
Change that tune really fast because the public is starting to wake up. There was a survey taken about a week ago, I guess, CBS News, I think it may have been, where the people of Colorado, they overwhelmingly said that, the government is not working in their best interests. And this wasn't just conservatives, by the way. This was across the board. Because, see, whether people admit it or not in this state, everybody has suffered at some point because of the ridiculous policies of these bandits, these freaking pirates who have been stealing our money. And now they want higher office. Bill Weiser, running for governor. He helped to prosecute Tina Peters, who's still sitting in prison right now. Jenna Griswold, Secretary of State, that bitch, she's running for his job as Attorney General. They just want to keep failing up. And this kooky, squishy governor, Jared Polis, wants to be president.
From Colorado.
Did they all get them clot shots? I hear it does something to the brain. Good thing I'm a pure blood. These motherfuckers.
Me too. Me too. All right. Liberals are protesting against safety and security in these cities.
Once again, white liberals are out protesting against one of President Trump's policies. He is literally cleaning up D.C. It took him a week. No politician has done this. None. Nobody cared. They just took it the way it was because the politicians who saunter in and out have paid armed security to protect them. But what about the people who live there? And all these white liberal protesters, as Stephen Miller pointed out, thank you very much for that, sir. You're 90 years old. Go home and take a nap. You don't care about black people. To all you white liberals who constantly screech about racism and fighting racism, take your monkey ass home. You don't care. You are the racist, by the way.
I had to refresh the seats.
Do you not understand? The people who live there are 80% black people and other ethnic groups. You were bussed in.
In fact,
there's been a 400% increase in requests for paid protesters since President Trump was reelected. So spare me. It's not organic. It's not grassroots.
Really? A family member?
You people don't give a shit, dude. You're selfish, white liberal baby boomers. There's some dumb black ones too who are tap dancing on Massa's porch right along with you. You're all stupid.
Oh, most of the weapons are coming from Denmark, huh?
Do something better with your time. Move. This is not your time anymore. These young people are finally getting a chance to get in on this money. President Trump is bringing in billions of dollars through tariffs from foreign countries who have been raping us financially for decades. He is cleaning up DC. I'm seeing the videos on TikTok. Black folks are like, good, I'm glad the National Guard is here. I can finally walk outside and I don't have to worry about drive-bys and getting shot when I'm dropping my kids off at school. And your stupid ass is out there protesting. You're over 65. Most of these protesters, it is visibly noticeable. Most of you are over 65, which means you're retired. You have 5 or 6 retirement checks coming in, including Social Security. That, by the way, President Trump in his big, beautiful bill made it so your old ass can have tax-free on your Social Security check.
I was self-employed.
Biden never did that. Obama never did that. And you're protesting? For what? Do you understand, you idiot? You're literally protesting against safe streets. You want the criminals to stay in DC and keep terrorizing the people who live there. You live in suburban enclaves. Your house is worth $1 million freaking or more. Your house was paid off 30 years ago. You sitting on money, and you got checks coming in every month.
I don't see the
what about these young people who have not had a chance to even buy a house? Charles. They can barely afford a damn apartment in this economy.
Yeah, you're right,
you're protesting?
I have to refresh the page.
Why are you there? Do something better with your time. Go play bridge or grow your vegetables or bananas or something. Monkey ass. You're not helping black folks. Let me be very, very clear to you liberals. You are the racists because your progressive policies always adversely affect those you claim to support. You think you're fighting racism? You're not. You're causing it. You are it. There's nothing that you are doing that is helping the black community.
They're trying to cause reactions.
Okay?
To them.
Go home. Stop hooping and hollering in DC when you know you don't live there.
If you act up.
Most of the population is black or some other ethnic group. It's not you white liberals in your tie-dyed shirts and your kale chips and Birkenstocks. Go back to frickin' Boulder, Colorado. You are not helping black folks. We want President Trump's policies. Why do you think he won in a landslide? The popular vote, the electoral college vote, the swing states? Why do you think he won overwhelmingly? For your stupid old ass to come in and
all the killers
and protest against everything I voted for? Go home.
Amen.
Go home. You don't belong in DC, and you better get your old ass out of there before it gets dark. Oh, by the way, you don't have to worry now because the president has sent the National Guard, so it's safer to walk the streets of DC at night. Go home, liberals. Stop being racist assholes. You're not helping black people. Let me say that again, unequivocally. You are not helping black people.
But they want to keep them that way. They want to keep the hate going. Next one's about Russiagate and Adam Schiff.
Russiagate conspirator Adam Schiff filed an 8871 form. What is that, you may ask? Oh, I'm glad you asked. He's trying to raise money as a sitting politician for his attorney fees. I guess these individuals who are part of the Russiagate conspiracy, because he was. They're not laughing now. They used to laugh and they had their ass on their shoulders like they were completely untouchable. Yeah, I don't think he got a pardon from the auto pen. Anyway, he filed an 8871 so that he could I guess legally, raise money for his legal defense fund. He knows he's in trouble. It's for the mortgage fraud charges with the house in Maryland and the house in California. He's supposed to be repping California. Has he ever even signed a bill? Has he ever sponsored or co-sponsored any bills? Or does he just sign off on persecuting Donald Trump for Russia, 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 which was fake as hell, or money, more money for Ukraine? So yeah, Adam Schiff has filed a form 8871 so that he can get a team of attorneys. He is literally raising money, being the criminal that he is. Remember, he was on the January 6th unselect committee with Adam Kinzinger and Benny Thompson and Miss Piggy, Liz Cheney. I know the wheels of justice. I was on the Colorado show with my friends Darren and Ash Epp earlier, and I referenced how the wheels of justice turn. They grind slow, but we need some scalps. I am so glad that Adam Schiff is scared enough now that he is raising money for his legal defense fund. He was so sure of himself just like 6, 7 years ago when he was a congressman. Somehow he stole that Senate seat. But now he's going to have to defend himself in court for the mortgage fraud charge, and then other things can come of that. But it's fantastic to see the rats squirm and try to run off the ship. Insane. Absolutely insane.
EU leaders are broken, unable to provide security guarantees to Ukraine. Expect full American support. Yeah, good luck with that.
I told you. Those European Union leaders who came over here with Volodymyr Zelensky last week, rubbing and touching on each other, sitting in the Oval Office trying to uh, grab more money from President Trump. They just went back to their own countries, and everything they told President Trump sitting there in the Oval Office was a complete and total fabrication. It was all a lie. They've gotten to back to their own countries. When they were here, they were
True
like,
that,
oh,
Pat.
we'll provide a certain number of, we'll up our percentage for security.
I want to know where all the money's
We'll
going.
we'll do this and that, and we'll be here to protect Ukraine
they were.
and blah blah blah.
Margaret Sanger too.
Do you know there are people in their 60s who are fighting this Ukraine conflict? This needs to stop. Millions of people dead. Nobody won. It's like Russia has already, they annexed Crimea. They got Crimea in 2014, bro. You're not getting it. Russia has more resolve and they have more troops. They're young, they're strong, they're healthy, and you will not win that war. You're not. You're not. We are not going to keep pouring more and more American taxpayer money into a lost cause. You got used to Biden being, give me more money, and he would do it in a heartbeat. Here you go, here you go, here you go. Jake Sullivan on TV announcing again another aid package to Ukraine. Just that Brillo pad had the fake Karen Jean that tether Karine Jean-Pierre. And the president, and he's giving Ukraine more support and more money, and because we have to be here to make sure that eventually they're going to be part of the European Union, and we just have to give them everything that they need and want, and make sure to keep that fakery going. Anthony Blinken, another clown, making announcements every other week. More money Ukraine, more money Ukraine. Omnibus bills, trillions of dollars, with 500 billion of it to Ukraine. How has that? All of those bills, all of those stupid bills that got passed and signed by the auto pen and the Shady Pines resident. How did that ever benefit me directly? Because all these congressional announcements and y'all ran on, helping the country. But how did all the money that y'all gave to Ukraine, $500 billion or more, how did that help me? How did that help me? Can I cash a check that says Ukraine? No. Okay. So we're done. We're done. These European leaders went back to their country after sitting in front of President Trump, lying their ass off, went back and started saying, oh, well, we might help them with a bridge or something. We might secure a bridge, or, we might help just secure a couple of 3 ports. But, like we really ain't got no money. I said that last week. I don't know why they were here. I don't know what they came here for. What they came here for is they expected Big Daddy to come up out of his pocket again to feed their drug habit, because they just want one more hit. Just give me one more hit. Just one more, and I'll go to rehab. I promise. We've heard that before.
Right.
They just wanted more money for this little fat freak.
It's exactly what it is. It's money
for him
laundering.
To buy more Adidas
That's why
warm-up
they
suits.
need to keep the war going. That's why they want
and blow and stuff like that.
long wars.
Well, you know what? Y'all take care of him. He's over there in Eastern Europe. That's an Eastern European problem. Okay, y'all gonna have to figure this shit out. This has been going on since the days of Joseph Stalin. As I mentioned in my video the other day, y'all need to figure this out. Okay, if y'all want to keep fighting, but you're not gonna have American troops. You're not gonna have American taxpayer money.
Exactly, John.
And you're not gonna have my time and my emotions
dealing with your shit.
Y'all need to figure it out.
It's not that big.
But it's just like I said, those European leaders, Georgia Maloney and Keir Starmer, and all of these ridiculous losers who shouldn't be leaders, they admit they don't have any money. Germany is broke. Germany doesn't have any money. They shut down their coal plants, their oil and gas plants, and traded it for renewable energy. All wind, solar panels, and windmills, and they're going broke. They don't have any money to help.
They don't want a middle class.
Where's the money coming from? That's the point.
They want us all lower class.
You want it to come from us, but we're done.
Middle class.
So their little trip here was a waste of time, and our
that's what they want.
Just a waste of our time.
Anyways.
So don't come back here. Okay, we're not helping Ukraine anymore. Y'all want another $50 billion aid package like right now, and then they want another $1 trillion down the road to get BlackRock in there and Blackstone to rebuild Ukraine. Bitch, die. We're done with you. We're done with all of you.
So they can get rich.
Y'all figure it out.
Dollars?
Maybe y'all shouldn't have taken in all them sub-Saharan Africans and Middle Easterners and took care of them for generations. And maybe y'all would have some money.
Their culture is coming here and taking over our
banks closed.
That's what they're trying to do. They hate white Christianity. All right. Demand immediate release of Gold Star mother Tina Peterson.
President Trump is done playing around with these loser-ass Colorado politicians, these criminals here. He woke up this morning, he was on one. This message came out at 0607 this morning, and when he says something to this degree, he means it, and he expects action to be taken immediately. Free Tina Peters, in all caps. That's how his Truth Social post begins. A brave and innocent patriot who has been tortured by crooked Colorado politicians.
They want to keep the money train going.
True. Including the big mail-in ballot supporting the governor of the state. Let Tina Peters out of jail right now. In all caps.
Behind-the-scene deals.
He's not playing with you people. You better... She did nothing wrong except catching the Democrats cheat in the election. That is absolutely true. She is an old woman and very sick. If she is not released, I am going to take harsh measures.
You know what, Jenna, you better care what those harsh measures are, because I know you think you're almighty powerful because you got George Soros money backing you, but you you don't you don't have it like you think you have it. Jenna Griswold responds with, Donald Trump and Tina Peters are election denying
Yeah, I
criminals
have to refresh the
who
page,
put their
Marianne.
need for
I'm
power
Marianne, by the
ahead
way.
of the American people. And you don't? Porky.
That's why I
Trump's
refresh
feeble
every now and
attempts to
then.
put pressure on the justice system to rewrite history is an embarrassment. No, you're an embarrassment. Have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? You gluttonous freak. Those bags under your eyes and all that gray hair. Jesus. You've let yourself go, Jenna. Are you staying up late at night, worrying, making phone calls, shaking nervously for next steps? Some
I take it
guidance
she's going to
from
go
your
to jail.
handlers who put you in that position you're in now? While he keeps digging himself lower and lower to free a criminal convicted by a jury of her peers, I will continue to uphold the law and our free and fair elections. This crazy psychotic bitch is running for AG so she can continue to torture Coloradans. You're not going to win. I don't care how much Soros money you have behind you. And your blatant disregard for Tina Peters' life and her health and her pursuit of happiness, God will not be mocked by a mere parasite like you. Phil Weiser, Jared Polis, Mike Johnston, you're all a bunch of sorry losers. You have accomplished absolutely nothing. The state is a joke. You've put us $1.5 billion in debt. You had to fire tenured city employees because you're broke. And the Denver Post comes out with a stupid article today. Oh, these employees being fired. It's on the positive side. It's just this is getting rid of half of the budget deficit. Shut up. The Denver Post is a communist raghag. 9 News, another communist raghag who supports these dumb loser criminals. Look, when President Trump says something, you better fucking do it. Go ahead
You're
and try
also
to make yourself
corrupt,
the
Pat.
hero for once if you want, for your little PR campaign there, squishy Jared Polis. Pretend you're the hero
Preach cover.
and say that,
I
oh,
can't
you've
take
come
it on the
to
waistline
Jesus and,
there,
you know,
Charles.
you realize that it's wrong and you're going to give her a government
You're right.
or a governor's pardon.
Chat's acting real
However
weird.
you figure out how to do this, you better do it. And you better do it fast. You're all under investigation. All of you. You're all under federal investigation.
On what? Great Britain news.
And I wouldn't continue to be so smug if I were you, Jenna.
I think we've caught
Who
some
do
of
you
the
think
gang
is
leaders,
protecting you?
Colin,
Biden doesn't have any
from
power.
there.
Hillary
He's definitely
Clinton doesn't
putting a
have any
dent
power.
into their
You people don't
operation.
have any
They haven't
power.
ended it.
Soros
I
has
don't know if
money,
they'll
but he
ever
has no
totally
power,
end it,
and
but
he's pretty much dead. Who do you think is going to protect you?
yeah, I have to keep refreshing.
Y'all better free
Chat,
that woman
Colin.
and take whatever consequences that come with what you did, because you know you did this. The judge who threw her in prison and tried to make her feel like the worst person in the entire world when handing her down her sentence, the way that idiot, he spoke to Tina Peters, a Gold Star mother. Fuck you people. You're all going down.
I sure hope so.
Free Tina Peters. And you better do it
Oh,
now.
man. They
President Trump ain't
get in
playing.
their heels
And by the
there.
way, he is the president and he has executive authority.
You're just a fat little loser in Colorado, bitch.
I sure hope so. New York appeals court slaps down Letitia James $500 million suit there. $500 million.
Remember Letitia James? Yeah, you know, Respucia. No, but big ass. Yeah, her little $500 million, $454 million to be exact, lawsuit against the president. A appeals court threw it out. Yeah, Chicago Ray posted on X. Elena Haba said they wouldn't get a dime of Trump's money, and she's been proven right. New York appeals court tossed the bogus $500 million judgment by Judge Engoron. Remember him, who looked like a villain on like Star Wars or Return of the Jedi or some crap? Yeah. So Letitia James is now facing 30 years in prison for mortgage fraud. Yeah. Anyway, she literally did exactly what she accused President Trump of. She drug him through court. She wasted taxpayer money
idea,
filing
Charles.
these bogus charges,
especially for the
and
kingpins,
filing this lawsuit against him. And it turns out, thanks to this New York appeals court, they looked at the facts, they looked at the evidence, and they saw this is politically motivated. Nothing that you submitted is even truth in fact. We're not taking $454 million of this man's money on a lie. So the case is done, it's tossed out, and you're not getting a dime, you fat loser. Do you know who's looking at all of these cases that President Trump is winning and going, uh-oh, is E. Jean Carroll. Remember how Kathy Hochul and the other bandits in the Southern District of New York, including Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, and all of them redid the laws, baby. Redid the laws, the statute of limitations on accusing someone of sexual assault. They redid the entire New York system so that E. Jean Carroll could bring a case against Donald Trump. She's not getting a dime either.
I sure hope that.
This is amazing. It is just serendipitous. It is just absolute poetic justice that Letitia James ran for AG on getting Trump. That's it. Get Trump, get Trump, get Trump, get Trump. That's all. That's all. She didn't care about the people of New York. She doesn't care about violent criminals. She only cared about getting Trump. You failed, you big fat bitch. You failed.
Yeah, you gotta feed that. You gotta feed the pets.
All of you failed, and you're gonna keep failing because God has a calling on this man's life. Touch not mine anointed and do my prophet no harm. Oh yeah, you're demonic. You people worship the devil, so you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Letitia James lost again. She's not going to be AG again, and she's being investigated, indicted. I think she's been indicted already. If not, it's coming for mortgage fraud, for exactly what she accused Donald Trump of. She actually did. Mighty funny how these people just don't care about American citizens going through hell, and they make everything just nice and cushy for themselves. You know, cook the books on the mortgage applications to get lower interest rates and overvalue their property like Letitia James and all kinds of bullshit. Anyway, you're caught and you're going to jail. This is great news.
Yep, it is. Texas passes new restrict districting map. Sorry. Adding 5 Republicans. What's the Democrats going to do? I hope that happens in several states, actually.
Somebody go do a welfare check on Jasmine Shaquisha Bonquavius Alize Jenkins Crockett. Yeah, the Texas House passed the redone map that added 5, and we wanted more, but whatever. We'll take that. Added 5 Republican seats in the House of Representatives for
After
the
the new
great state of
census, they'll probably get more
Texas.
than that.
Bonquisha, that means you don't have a seat. You don't have a seat. That means you don't have a job.
Not an automatic
That
seat. I
means,
mean, she can run.
oh,
If it's more Republican, I don't
you
think she's
don't
going to
have a
win.
parking space. Like you're finished. Interesting. Who's Governor Hot Wheels now? Who's the orange orangutan now, bitch? Oh shit! Somebody go do a welfare check on Bonquisha. I don't know if she's doing that good right now. Anyway, it's already been approved in the House. It's got to go to the Senate for final approval, which it will. We ain't worried about it. So all of that noise, all of that money you people spent to run to California and Illinois for shelter, you wasted your time. It still got done. You lost. Please stop taking victory laps. You didn't win. You lost. Okay? You're not winners identifying as losers, or however that goes. Anyway, somebody do a welfare check on Shaquisha. She might not be doing so hot right now. Peace out. Woo, God is good all the time. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Illegal aliens know American law better than Americans.
Just riddle me this, Batman. How the hell are all these illegals suing the Trump administration every single time there is an issue concerning deportation or something to do with using money to give them support, or primarily deportations? Why and how is it that these individuals, these unlawfully present illegal foreign nationals, how are they? Did they all come here and immediately get a law degree and pass the bar exam? Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out, because like they come here and they every time, like this Abrigo Garcia, Abrego, whoever the hell, they call him the Maryland dad. That Chris Van Hollen, that stupid idiot Congress individual who keeps defending Abrego, who has literally been trafficking drugs and humans for years, working directly for the cartels,
John, I think
beating the shit out of his wife.
More servers. I think it's a lack of
perfectly fine
servers.
Anyway, how did this bastard, that fat bastard, how the freak did he become a legal scholar in less than 4 years? How in the world did he come here? I thought they were supposed to be picking fruit. Because y'all been saying, Democrats, who gonna pick the cotton? Who gonna pick the cotton? If all these illegals go home, who gonna pick the cotton? Who gonna pick the fruit?
Oh, so you refreshed kind of, John?
Y'all some racist bastards. You don't even realize how racist you really are. And I'm not just talking about the white liberal ones. The black ones have been doing it too. The Asian ones. Ted Lieu.
So you don't use them, huh?
Bitch, you barely here.
Okay,
what's your legal status, Ted Lieu? Definitely Michelle Wu. That bitch, freaking literal Chinese Communist Party operative, is the mayor of Boston. God, dog. Anyway, how are these illegals able to immediately file a lawsuit? They can't even speak English.
The green hats.
How are they so learned on American law that somehow they know, oh my God, I am aggrieved and I have rights? Bitch, no, you do not have no rights. You are subject to your jurisdiction wherever you come from. That's your country. Excuse you. I was in a Chinese restaurant recently, and the server, there was something on TV where, it was local 9 News. We don't like 9 News. They're communists in Colorado. But anyway, Xi Jinping was on there because they were talking about the military parade in China. And she was like, oh, that's my president. That's my president. I'm like, mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I can't argue with her. So whatever. Like, if that's your, why are you here? I already know the answer. That's rhetorical. So how are these illegal aliens so learned of the American justice system that immediately, as soon as President Trump opens Alligator Alcatraz or sends illegals to Uganda or sends them to El Salvador to CCOT, every time there's a deportation order, there's a lawsuit. And these activist judges, somehow they always seem to get Nosferatu, aka Jeb Boasberg.
There's a lot of money going around.
How are these individuals? Are we? I mean, I know taxpayers, we paying for every freaking thing on earth, but are we also paying for law degrees for illegals? How do they know American law so well that they can immediately file lawsuits and get in districts where the judges are sympathetic to leftism and liberalism and communism? How do these illegals just, I thought they were supposed to just be making rolled tacos and shit. I thought they were supposed to just be making kung pao chicken. What the fuck? Now they had time to get law degrees too, right? All these illegals have clips. They're all like attorneys. Where are these like attorneys standing around? Like, how do they even know where these people are? They remind me of the ambulance chasers after a crash. What is going on with these activist judges and their willingness to continue to subvert the will of the people? You know, we overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump. He has not just the popular vote, not just the electoral vote, 318 electoral votes, by the way. He has the House, the Senate, the executive. We own it all. What the fuck part of that don't barely you own get? It. And we got the will of the people is what Donald Trump is doing. We don't want you to keep bothering him and standing in the way and pissing on the wheels of progress
altogether.
The fuck out of the way, man.
To really get things done right. Totally. Executive order to end cash bail in these blue cities. I don't know if that's legal or not, but he's trying to end the cash bail. Watch this.
President Trump just signed an executive order this morning at the Resolute desk, surrounded by members of his cabinet and Vice President J.D. Vance. This executive order had to do with eliminating cashless bail across the country, starting in D.C. And yes, he does have the Article 2 executive authority to do this. Spare me. And please, if you go ahead and out yourself,
they're just trying to drag out the time,
filing some kind of lawsuit against this, when you white liberal, usually it's always you people, Norm Eisen types, you live in gated communities and suburban enclaves. You don't have problems with crime in your neighborhoods. So they're the ones who would file lawsuits against him, actually trying to stop criminals who have been raping, murdering, and terrorizing citizens for decades. How the hell do you justify being against this? This is where people who abuse animals, by the way, to all you animal rights activists, those who have abused animals, those who abuse children, those who abuse women, since everything is about, women, children, whatever, those who are really a stain on society, that these blue cities and blue states like Colorado, right here in Colorado, who have these no cash bail systems because they're insane. While they are surrounded, these politicians, by the way, are surrounded by armed security. So, it's very less likely that they're going to encounter crime. But President Trump was also glad to announce that for the first time in God knows how long, probably 100 years, Jesus, that for 11 days straight, 11 days, there were no murders in America's capital. Do you realize
And
that
the one that
DC had
happened
become
was more
Gotham
like
freaking City?
in their own apartment type thing.
DC had become
Almost like
Gotham City.
not quite an inside job, but
Crimes, murders, rapes, these teenagers running around ratchet, not going to school, terrorizing the community. Black folks are glad about the National Guard being there. I lived most of my adult life on a military installation, so I don't care about the military walking around. It's normal for me. It's normal for me to go to lunch at the BX and see uniforms all over the place. I don't care. And yeah, that's just my experience, and that's the
unless
experience of
them
a
are
lot
going to
of
lose
people
it
who
and
were
kill
part
you.
of the military. But what you need to understand is, how the hell can you be against people being safer in their communities? How are you going to be the dumbass who tries to file a lawsuit against it while you go home to your family in your safe $2 million house in your nice gated community, but you're going to fight against the dude who is making communities safer for people who actually live in the DC area and in these blue areas and blue cities and blue states like LA? President Trump also talked about Beverly Hills. Now you have to adjust your life to accommodate criminals. Can you believe that shit? Can you believe that shit?
Try to
You have
survive
to
without
adjust
getting
your
killed
life.
by criminals.
You have to leave your garage open so that criminals can just come in, steal your shit, and they don't just jack up your garage door. Somebody else said it on recently on a Fox News channel, on a Fox News show, how crime is so bad, all the big brands have left. Rodeo Drive, Tiffany, Nordstrom, all the high end brands, because a lot of, you know what, over the last 4 years, these foreign criminals that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris led in here, they started coming over to Beverly Hills, to the nice neighborhoods, because why stay in Oakland and LA where all the poor folks are? Shit on that. I'm going
Nothing
to
good to steal anymore.
Beverly Hills and Coachella. I'm going to the nice parts. So can you blame them? Why would you go to a bank that ain't got no damn money? You can't rob it. It's got no money. So President Trump has made it so the National Guard is in DC, no murders for 11 days straight. For the capital city of this country, that is a huge accomplishment. It should never have gotten that way, but
Absolutely.
it did. And now it's coming to a neighborhood near you. Look out.
Amen.
So Kilmar Abrego Garcia, whatever, shouldn't have ever become a household name, first of all, not in the United States. He was released, as we all know, by an activist judge, probably a DEI hire, last week, and was going to be just let out into the community. But when he went to check in with it may have been immigration, I'm not really sure, but anyway, ICE nabbed him. So he is in ICE custody. And there is nothing that this fucking judge can do about it. You know what? I have really had it with this activism, with these judges that are supposed to live in America and work for American citizens. You
Yeah, Joker
serve
running the
me,
asylum.
but you are
Jeez.
literally
They're
willing
teaching
to
in our
let a
schools,
human
too.
trafficker continue to run the streets. He beat his freaking wife. He beat his wife. You realize that? He beat his wife. She, back before she was made a public figure or a patron saint of some sort, and him right along with her, she filed police reports. She called the cops on his big ass for beating her ass and threatening her. She had a restraining order against him. Now all of a sudden he's a Maryland man? Nah, cuz he's a Venezuelan male. He's not a real man. He's a male. He's just got the body parts, but he's not a real man. Anyway, he was picked up by ICE, and Kristi Noem, I keep wanting to call her Governor Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem said, "Nah, ain't no haps in the paps, bro. You ain't getting out of custody until your monkey ass is in Uganda." She gonna send him to Uganda. Let's see you cross the border from there. Let's see you
He
go
won't
over
want
to
to be out
Uganda
there by
and cut the
himself.
fool like you did over here. So I have had it with these freaking activist
The
judges. There has got
whole
to be
West
something
Coast,
that American citizens
our
can do
states are
to
sewer.
fight
A lot of the
this,
East Coast,
because
Northeast
their
is
decisions
curved too.
directly affect
There's
us.
a lot of sewer
Maybe I
there
should
too.
ask the Viceroy, Mike Davis, is this a direct conspiracy against rights? Because
They go
all
where
of these
they can get
activist judges
welfare.
keep coming to similar conclusions based solely on Orange Man Bad. Do you know how many, like, hardened criminals, some of the charges of the individuals that were pardoned by Biden's auto pen, the Shady Pines resident? Some of these individuals were in prison for double murders, and they just let them out. Let them out.
Let them out,
They just
pardon
let them
them.
out. Terrorists, they just let them out. But
Yeah,
Orange
Chad
Man
is
Bad,
acting a little weird.
bro, get the absolute get out of here with that. We're done. We're done listening to this crap. Okay, we're done with you. We're done with all your freakouts. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a we don't need him in this country.
Lazy.
He has never been an asset to this country. He has never
True.
brought anything of value to this country. He broke in here illegally. He has been a pain in our ass ever since. We have had to spend thousands, hundreds of thousands, probably millions of dollars on legal aid for him. And these activist judges and activist attorneys and that stupid congressman in New Jersey. Is it New Jersey? I forgot his name because he's so stupid and insignificant. What an impotent, stupid freak that dude is. Chris Van Hollen. Who the fuck? Boy, your wife probably makes you sleep in the garage while the pool guy comes in and handles business. And guess what? He's a conservative. Fucking chump. You going down to Venezuela having tacos and shit with this dude. He don't care about you. Anyway, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is finally going to get what he deserves to get the fuck out of America and never be allowed to come back
And
here.
get off our
You
dime.
don't have no, you know what? If your dumb girlfriend wants to try to keep staying in the spotlight, bitch, you can go with him and send that anchor baby
I
with
amen
you.
on that.
That ain't
Amen.
even his kid, by the way.
Ship a bunch of them now.
I don't know who she
Any of
had
the
that kid
criminal
with.
ones for sure.
But anyway, or like she has one, a couple two, couple three with some other dudes, and then she has one with Abrego Garcia. Y'all can all go to Uganda with him. Y'all can go to the
Sounds like a good
motherland.
idea to me.
Go to Uganda. Oogabi, oobagi, oogabagi, ooh.
I did that. They'd be
Ah,
screaming racist on the
freak.
left. I'm sure of that.
Anyway, yeah, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. We're not going to be wasting any more American tax dollars on his sorry ass. Human trafficker. Y'all protecting human smugglers and wife beaters. Democrats. Shh.
Next one's on the Epstein victims demanding justice. Release the files.
This morning, the victims of Jeffrey Epstein were at the Capitol, and they gave different speeches and to talk
What's that
about
symbol?
their experiences.
Kirk? I can't even tell what it is.
And they want accountability.
Snake. It's probably
and
a snake,
I don't blame them. Okay,
he's a snake.
I don't blame them. They need accountability of those who raped them when they were little girls. Huh? And Ghislaine Maxwell, I know her name is Ghislaine. Don't even bother me about the pronunciation. I don't give a shit. There, so I'm making fun of her. Her name is Ghislaine because she ain't shit.
And a lot of unsafety.
Okay. They want accountability of those who were involved in stealing their innocence. Okay. When you're 14, you ain't, your mind hasn't fully developed, but they were using these girls. So I get it. The timing is impeccable is what I'll say about this. And what I don't want is for all of the responsibility to be put on President Trump, like it seems as though it's being done. Okay, because now they're up there, you know, the government betrayed us, and you know, we demand justice and all this and all that. Where were you for during the last 4 years when Joe Biden was squatting in the White House in as a Shady Pines resident? Where were you then? Where were you? Kamala Harris was in there. Where were you when Kamala Harris was in there? She is the one who helped spearhead the persecution of Justice Brett Kavanaugh in 2018 to keep him from being confirmed as a Supreme Court justice. Remember that? I do. I remember her, Dianne Feinstein, burn in hell, bitch. And I remember Mazie Hirono. These women must be believed. They must be believed. You remember all that? Remember all of them? There were only 3 women there from who hold congressional seats, and they were all Republicans. Lauren Boebert, my congresswoman, Nancy Mace, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Where were all the Democrats? Because y'all the ones who tried to have Justice Brett Kavanaugh to not be confirmed because of lies, straight up lies by Christine Blasey Ford. That bitch got a book tour. She got paid millions of dollars on a lie, something that literally never happened. Just like E. Jean Carroll, none of it ever happened, but they got paid. So now it seems like they're putting all the weight on Donald Trump to resolve their, decades-long grievances. And that's not fair. Because you had the party that, supposedly cares about women's rights. So now it's like, now you want all the files released. Yeah, I get it. You should be able to sue because some of these victims mentioned specifically J.P. Morgan Chase, who was clearing transactions for Jeffrey Epstein through payments to these girls and payments from the so-called elites and Deutsche Bank. They want justice and they should have it. But direct it at them, not at Donald Trump. See, all these leftists want, you've been hearing about release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. Ted Lieu with his funny looking ass and all these crazy Democrats. Eric Swallows, not so well. All these Democrats talking about we release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. I don't think you know what you're asking. See, what they may have slipped something in there while the Biden administration was in there to try to throw shade on and include Donald Trump. But there was a panel on NBC just last night before this press conference this morning, and the host asked them specifically if Donald Trump did anything inappropriate or had anything to do with the Epstein, with raping little girls or anything, and they all said no, he was not involved. Guarantee you ain't gonna hear about it no more. Ghislaine Maxwell, they tried to discredit her and just say, oh, why would you listen to her? We don't want to hear from her testimony. We want the files. Give us the files, the files, the files. They must have something that they planted in those damn files, because they're all too anxious to have some kind of files opened.
And
what's in those files that's going to falsely incriminate Donald Trump, but exonerate all of you bastards? Y'all making it seem like there was nobody ever involved but Donald Trump. He's not, the only way he got involved was to turn in Jeffrey Epstein back in early 2000s. He was the only one who came forward with information to incriminate that bastard. And he's the one they somehow turned around, pulled an okie doke, and got the public, the retarded public, to believe that somehow it's Trump's fault. This is MK Ultra level mind control. Anyway, these victims, they should have justice. They should be able to sue these damn billionaires. A lot of them are still alive. They should be able to get some more compensation. Okay? So don't put it all on Donald Trump to take on all of your problems.
They have to release
because
the
you
evidence.
had nothing but air and opportunity the last 4 years. And this information, Representative Anna Paulina Luna, if you're interested, she put the House Oversight Committee, the findings and the files on her X account. Go look. So why? I guarantee all the left wants is to dig through and try to find something. I know he's here. When they don't find Trump in any incriminating way, they're done with the Epstein files. They don't give a shit about these victims. They don't give a crap. They don't care about Virginia Giuffre. They asked Virginia Giuffre, was Trump involved? She said, no, I've never seen him have anything to do with any of this. So you got Virginia Giuffre, you got Ghislaine Maxwell, and you got the victims themselves who say Trump had nothing to do with it. But the crank far left still wants files. What did they put in these files? Donald Trump ain't got nothing to do with that. If he did, they would have put that shit out in 2015, 2016 to try to keep him from sitting in the White House the first term. But now he's more powerful than ever, and he doesn't give a shit about your damn feelings. We live in amazing times, people. Justice for the victims, I guess, but your timing is interesting. And yeah, it is political.
Employees that don't do any work, working for Senator Kennedy.
So, Bobby Kennedy, Bobby! I love doing that. Goes before the Senate tomorrow in a hearing because the crank far left and the Democrats are trying to get rid of him before he makes this major announcement concerning autism and how the big pharma and different entities who have made a lot of money are responsible directly for your kid having autism. The autism rates are off the chart in this country, and they damn well know it, and they are freaking terrified of Bobby putting them on Front Street to the American citizen. Let me tell you something. Over 1,000 employees, apparently, from HHS signed some letter, a document, whatever, to that they need to get rid of Bobby because of all the research, and he is getting rid of valued employees who have been doing research and this and that and the other. Bitch, I was there. I know how the sausage is made, and y'all don't do shit. You don't do anything. You're useless. Yeah. You're a bunch of useless, highly paid GS-14 and GS-15 bureaucrats.
I don't trust
You're
it when
useless.
The left wants to get it out.
This country is going to be better off without you, and we're going to save money doing it. Okay? You're going to get your little freaking 8 months of pay, just like they've been doing. Excuse you, but the purge started under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. By the way, you can't gaslight me on that because I was in there. Trump is not the one who laid me off. It was Biden. 2022, they started getting rid of federal employees. Just saying.
That's so they could use some more money for the illegals.
They want to get rid of Bobby because he's trying to make America healthy again. Can you imagine being someone telling the American citizen, we want you to stay sick. We want your kids to stay sick. We don't want them healthy. We want them to stay on medications. We want them to stay in a constant state of confusion, deciding whether they're male or female. We don't know what they are. We want your family to be sick and out of shape. We don't want you to be sane. We want you to be unhealthy. And Bobby is standing in the way of that. Why in the world would you believe this shit? Excuse you. There were times when employees had nothing to do. Nothing to do. You understand? I was in there. You can't gaslight me on that. The taxpayers are paying for these bureaucrats who pushed the jabs on me and other federal employees during the pandemic. Y'all didn't break me, bitches. I was not getting none of them shots, and I didn't take not nan test. Go straight to hell and take your needle with you. Okay? Nope, I didn't get none of the jabs. And they sent the emails threatening, demanding, you need to get the jab, the vaccine by the 23rd of November or else. Bitch, you got me mixed up with somebody else. Nope, I never got them. And they were mad as hell with me. I don't care. Guess what? I'm pure blood. I'm healthy. And all of them are sick.
They keep wearing those masks.
1,000 HHS employees want Bobby gone.
All the carbon dioxide.
What have you done?
Breathing.
When is the last time you people have had anything to do with a cure for anything? Oh, we're researching. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're collecting money from the American taxpayers and being paid a lot of it. And you screwed us over during the pandemic. You forced something on us that never was necessary. And you hid the information about hydroxychloroquine and HCQ and ivermectin.
Yep.
You hid that.
In fact, they were trying to make sure we couldn't take it, couldn't get it.
And now you want to get rid of Bobby. Oh, but let me guess, you want to keep that disgusting loser, that sweaty, nasty, fat, nasty, known as Rachel Levine or Richard, who God only knows what that horrible, ugly individual does behind closed doors. It is the stuff of nightmares. Anyhow, y'all pray for Bobby, because now I gotta listen to this mushmouth asshole Michael Bennett, who has been squatting as a senator in Colorado because he could never be elected on the East Coast where he's from.
Was a federal employee.
So here he is in Colorado.
She wouldn't take the jab.
You fire CDC employees because he can't speak properly. So watch him get all flustered tomorrow. Maisie Hirono, Spartacus, now, Cory Booker, the usual, same old bastards, trying to get rid of Bobby. What? He is literally trying to make somebody's children healthy. I wish I had that.
Still hoping the Yankees get hot.
When my daughter was alive and we were fighting for her life. But Obamacare took her out because her poor little body couldn't take all the experimentation anymore. And she wasn't necessary for big pharma and big medicine. So they just put her on the death list. Oh, dear God. You're not going to get Bobby Kennedy fired. You whining, disgusting federal employees.
Sealed court documents.
Why don't you leave?
Won't be opened.
You're not helping American citizens. You are trying to keep them out of shape.
Yeah, I kind of think that, Mark.
in a
sealed court
constant state
documents.
of mental anguish.
I wonder what's actually really in
Pray
them.
for
I
Bobby.
bet you they've been doctor for sure. I almost for sure. I bet you they've been doctor. Okay, the next videos are right after the Charlie Kirk shooting. So when the first one here, she's praying for him in that. So got to remember this is about 5 days ago, maybe. There we go.
Lord God, right now in the name of Jesus, we lift up Charlie Kirk in prayer. We lift him up. We lift up his family, his children. Lord God, bless him, all those who know him and who love him. I pray for your shalom, your peace, Lord God, and your hand of mercy that is before us and behind us every day. Your mercies are new and fresh. Lord, we thank you for your divine and holy presence. And we pray, Lord, for Charlie's immediate healing and for immediate and swift and severe justice against every single individual who has been connected to this occurrence this morning. The devil shall not have his way. We bind the evil that has permeated this country and this world right now. We bind their hands and their feet. We bind their theater, their incantations, their witchcraft, their spells, their evil that they have cooked up against Charlie Kirk and against your warriors of heaven right now in the name of Jesus. We thank you, Lord, for Charlie. We loosen your divine holy presence, your divine and holy vengeance against those who are trying to harm your prophets, because you instruct that your prophets, there no harm will come to them. Okay, Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the victory. Thank you for your blessings, and for all of the young people that Charlie has positively affected and the lives that he has changed. And we pray that you bring him back bigger, better, and stronger than ever. In Jesus' name. In
I hope we end
Jesus'
up with
name.
thousands of Charlie
In
Kirks out
Jesus'
there.
name.
Thousands.
Amen. I need you to type agree in the comments. Agree. When two or more agree on any one thing, God is in our midst. His word said, touch not mine anointed and do my prophet no harm.
His wife's coming
Somebody's
out fighting
going
now.
down for this.
I did find that very reassuring.
God bless Charlie Kirk.
And they've gotten 1,800 more chapters, it sounds like. Here's part 2 to it, kind of.
I am putting this on the record right now.
This is after she knew he passed.
I just watched video
I think
doing
I
the
played
Colorado
this
show.
before,
In the middle of the show,
right after it happened,
I got a notification and announced it on the show that Charlie Kirk, that there had just been an incident of a shooting at the event, Utah Valley College University. And I am putting this on the record right now. Democrats, I don't want to hear anything from you. Nothing. Zip thy lip. Shut up. I don't want to hear anything from you. Nothing. Nothing. You are always screeching about white supremacy and all this supposed violence against black people and white. I don't want to hear it anymore. We're done. Shut the absolute.
John, I thought the refs were in on the last time when the Bills played them on all the spotting and some other calls in the Bills Chiefs game to get to the Super Bowl.
Shut up. Be quiet.
Not that the Bills will won the Super Bowl, but
you get to be the kid that gets put in the corner with your nose in the corner because you have continued to disrupt the class. And nobody wants to hear what you have to say anymore because nobody else can learn because you are out of your mind.
I think they're so messed up, there's no fixing them.
Shut up.
Mark.
Your rhetoric.
Had so much time.
It is you. It's always
and there's
you.
Nothing they won't
it's
do on the left.
Always 100% of the time, without exception, it is you who causes the violence. It is you. It is anyone associated or connected with Democrats.
Absolutely.
Always
true.
you. You can put communist attached to it, Marxist, Leninist, socialist, communist, any other ist that is associated with you people. It's always you. White liberals like this individual that I see in these videos, who is the suspected alleged shooter, is like some dude who looked like he escaped from the assisted living home. How did he even get into the event if he was not an instructor? I don't know if he was or not, but he doesn't even, like, he has on shorts and house shoes. What is going on? Let me tell you something on the record. You people are 100% of the time the violent ones. You commit the crimes. You are the violent ones. You do not get to speak anymore. You do not get to say that MAGA is violent. White supremacy and MAGA is the biggest threat. Nope. 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 100% of the time, every time something like this happens, the shooter or the stabber or the cutter or whoever the freak is associated with you. It's always you people. You are always the violent ones. You do not get to escape this. You have been on your stupid little shows on CNN talking about how Charlie Kirk has been wrong about Irina Zorutska over the last few days. Literally, you are arguing about a dude who stabbed this girl in the freaking neck on video where we could all see it. You are literally arguing that it's Charlie Kirk's fault somehow. You know what? You don't get to speak anymore. You need your FCC license revoked, every one of you. We need to restore the original Smith-Mundt Act and get rid of the Obama era, the modernization, putting the modernization and reimagining, blah, blah. We don't want to reimagine shit. You tried once again to take out one of our people. We don't bother y'all. Y'all think y'all better leave us alone. You don't have what it takes. Every single time there is violence, it is you. It is the Democrats. 100% of the time, you are the violent ones. You are the violent ones. You do not escape this. You do not get a pass go. You do not get to speak on this anymore. Go stand in the freaking corner and be quiet. You don't get to speak. You don't get the narrative. Charlie Kirk is effective, and you try to take him out. Charlie Kirk is changing the minds of young people and getting them amped up to be the next generation of conservatives, of people who love America and who will fight for America and who love this country and love our God. And you can't handle it because President Trump is deporting your voters and your constituents and getting them the hell up off the census counts and off of the voter rolls. And you're just going psychotic. We're going to put your crazy ass in a freaking... Make state hospitals great again. I've been saying this for 10 years. We need to reopen state hospitals. They shut down all my videos where I said this on YouTube under Susan Wojcicki. She did. I have said this. We need giant mega state hospitals. Job creation. We need these individuals, and I mean Democrats. Y'all can sleep in the bed next to the crazy people who slit people's throats on trains at night. You protect them. You love them so much. You can sleep in the same room with them.
But some of these elected officials,
you don't get to speak anymore, Democrats. You're done. You're done. We have tolerated you for 10 years. You need to shut up now. It's our turn. You're done.
Amen on that. Liberals who are posting videos celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk are now starting to suffer the consequences. I've got a couple videos on this, actually.
I warned you, people. All of you over on TikTok and your stupid fake book making these stupid videos celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I warned you. And now look what's happening. People in very high positions are losing their jobs left and right. This is amazing. Do you see what happens when we, the people,
or whatever from
we, the citizens,
there, Mark?
We who have been the hunted,
well, that's
the hunted,
judge.
Are now the hunters.
Oh, I know there's a black lady that one of them. No.
You are a ratchet son of a bitch if you make fun of this beautiful, blessed man who has done nothing but awakened the minds of young people to get them to think.
Huh?
They have had indoctrination ceremonies known as schools in Common Core schools their whole lives.
Hospital, huh?
You can't just be nice and coddle. That's why they say, oh, Charlie Kirk was hateful. He said hateful words. Nothing he said was hateful. He just got people to think.
They're using every loophole in the book.
Just think.
I'd electrocute that kid.
That's all. He challenged them.
As you should. Responsible for your actions, even if you aren't normal.
Their minds have been poisoned all through high school, all through elementary school, all through middle school. They poison their minds. So I am seeing even Democrats and liberals on social media who are saying, nope, I don't want nothing to do with these Democrats. I'm not Democrat. Nope, I'm not. Nope, I don't want nothing to do with this. I am not that. I do not associate with that. I do not align with that. I do not agree with that. You are now the lepers, you dumb sumbitches. You are the lepers. You are the ones who get set outside of the town, way on the outskirts where nobody can contract your
They pray
disease.
at the bed of illegals and trans.
Wear the scarlet letter with an S on it for stupid.
It is stupid.
I see these people on TikTok trying to delete them videos. Nah, bitches, we got you. We got you, and we know where you fucking work. We know where you go to school. Did you think that this would be fruitful in any way? This one, man, this hit me hard. This hit me hard, man. This one, Charlie Kirk, I just didn't even... I got to my friend's work yesterday, and I just walked in, and we just cried. We just hit the floor, crying. Everybody in the place where she worked, just crying. Everybody crying. You really woke something up. You really lit an unextinguishable fire.
I kind of think it's worldwide too.
And we are going to carry on Charlie Kirk's memory, but we are also going to amplify the mission, baby. We're going to go to even more colleges and universities, and we're going to win for righteousness, because that is what Charlie Kirk represented. Righteousness, family, faith, God, country. Love our president.
Liberals don't debate.
Who is working 24/7 for America first. Okay?
They don't get their
not
way.
Not Marxism, not communism, not socialism, not Leninism, but America first. That is what Charlie Kirk is.
Are they protecting the crown?
Not
people in the crown,
selfish or manipulative or any other negative bone in his body. Everything was wholesome through and through. The man started his movement at 18 years old in his parents' garage with nothing. And look across the world, as far away as Portugal, Poland, South Korea, everywhere, people are mourning his passing.
I agree, John.
What are you?
He did. They had to shut him up.
Nobody even knows who you are.
I think they lost the election because it changed the youth vote a lot.
And you're celebrating him being assassinated?
They might have thought the same way. But
his beautiful wife, Erica, and their children? You don't know that pain. You don't know that pain. And it's very selfish of you to make videos making fun of it and smiling. You're all ugly, by the way. You're all ugly. You smell bad. Your teeth are yellow and rotten. You're disgusting. All of you.
I agree with that.
This is not a good time to lose your job. Not in this market. So congratulations, asshole. You're going to reap what you sowed. And yeah, we're going to be fucking petty. We're going to be petty. You're going to lose everything because we suffered a big loss yesterday.
He lost his life.
But
he lost his life.
We are going to take, God is going to take
family,
what
everything.
The devil meant for evil and turn it around for his good. So congratulations, dumbasses. Now you're going to be fucking unemployed and poorer. And it's wonderful.
I think they'll find a place to work, but they'll have to not be so TDS. I tell you that. People are starting to get fired. She's talking about here. That means the ones that were doing this stuff, celebrating.
I warned you. I just posted a video this morning talking to individuals who are posting ratchet shit about Charlie Kirk crashing out. I told you. And now I'm seeing prominent conservative accounts saying, I want screenshots. We want to know who these people are who have been celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday. We coming for all of them. They're coming for your jobs. I am seeing people who are losing very, very high-paying jobs. High-paying jobs.
I don't like them in their teaching positions.
They don't have a retirement anymore because they got fired. They walked in their job this morning and were told, turn the fuck around. Don't come in here. We will mail your belongings to you. Bye, Felicia. This is what happens when you side with evil. Because making fun of this blessed man who did nothing but wake up young people and bring common sense back to this country, celebrating what happened to him yesterday, you wretched. You should have spent your time doing something constructive instead of trying to tear him down. He left a beautiful young wife and 2 children behind. What if it was your ass? What if it was your ass? You talk about defund the police, but the police is the first people you call when somebody is following behind you too close. You are the violent party. The Democrats are terrorists at this point.
I've seen Democrats call on someone who was wearing a MAGA hat. They were afraid of them, supposedly.
You are the violent party. We don't do nothing to you. We don't show up at your events. We don't talk to you. We don't want to smell you. We don't want to look at you. We stay away from you. But y'all can't stay away from us.
I do that too, Charles.
Now, I warned you people. I warned you. And now you're going to reap what you sowed. Everybody on this app who has been making these videos celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Eventually, those will be replaced by robots.
You're probably going to lose your job. I'm just telling you. Because, see, you are making these videos, a lot of you, during office hours and during work hours. A lot of these people made these videos during work hours using their work account. You dumbass, you just made yourself toxic to the brand.
Yep.
When you're representing a company and you making videos about celebrating some dude who just got taken out by a madman.
They think that's a construct.
And you celebrating that, you become toxic. You are the one that nobody wants to be around. You are now the leper. You might as well have leprosy. Because you're going to be shunned. You're going to be shamed. Most all of you are going to lose your jobs. I'm just going to keep it 100 right now. Because you have ignited the fire in conservatives that is unquenchable. And it is unextinguishable.
They're so used to
we are not
unchecked,
going to sit by and let you do this and say nothing. You didn't make us afraid. You just made us stronger, you fucking idiots. They're trying to make the young people scared. They don't want them gathering anymore, and they don't want them to be to love God and to have faith in God and to love family and want to have families and be married and just love their lives. No. They want you locked in a room by yourself. They want you on drugs constantly. They want you just playing video games, getting a UBI every month in your 200 square foot coffin apartment, doing what they say. And if you defy them, then they cut everything off. That's what they want. They want to control you.
15-minute
And you're
cities.
just falling for it by making these videos celebrating somebody else's misfortune.
They haven't
and
quite got control of the
evil
internet.
against
That's
them.
what they really have to have.
You just sold your soul to the devil.
They're trying
For
to.
what, $50? You don't win this. I am telling you, you do not win this. God is good all the time.
Amen.
Thank God for Charlie Kirk. We love you, brother.
Okay, next one's still no word from the NAACP.
Well, another angel family created over the weekend. Decorah Thompson, 19 years old, had her life taken from her by an illegal alien from who knows where and who gives a shit. I'm not going to mention his name. He's got 3 or 4 names. Who cares? He's nobody. He's nothing. He's a parasite. And nobody gives a shit who he is. I hope that shit gets handled in prison really fast. Anyhow, Decorah Thompson, this is who we're here to talk about. He took her to his house, savagely raped her, and beat her to death, bashed her head in, murdered her, threw her poor lifeless body in a vehicle, and went and dumped her off a bridge, hoping nobody would notice, and he just went on with his pathetic existence like nothing happened, because he doesn't give a shit. Guess what? We don't care about him either. And I don't want him here for 20 or 30 years. I want him deported to CCOT. He can explain to President Nayib Bukele why he raped and murdered a 19-year-old child. He can explain that. Let them deal with him in CCOT. Okay? Or Uganda. Even better. Send him to Uganda. So, Decorah Thompson, yet another American citizen in Maryland, Baltimore, brutalized and murdered by a illegal alien, similar to Jocelyn Nungaray. Remember? Poor little Jocelyn, 12 years old, brutally raped by 2 Venezuelans, and her lifeless body thrown off a bridge, discarded like a bag of eaten Doritos or some shit. Oh, Lake and Riley. Yeah, remember that? Left her for dead after bashing her head in, tried to rape her, but she fought back because she was quite the athlete. And he couldn't get what he wanted, so he just bashed her head in with a boulder. Yeah. So I want these people out of here. I don't care who they are. Grandmamas, mamas, baby mamas, baby daddies. I don't care. Grandmamas, grandpas, cousins, uncles, brothers. I don't give a fuck. I want them out of here. I want them out of my country. You suck this country dry. You're nothing but a bunch of leeches. You add no value to this country whatsoever. And I want you out. And there are millions of people who are just like me, whether they admit it or not. That is why Donald Trump is president, and that Hindu Horus is not. Miss Decorah Thompson, where was murdered by an illegal alien, by the way, a little black girl. Oh, where are all of the posts by Black Lives Matter? Because I haven't seen anything from them yet. Anybody? Anything from the Rocky Mountain NAACP? Anything? NAACP, National Division, anything? Are you going to say anything about this poor black girl being murdered by an illegal alien? Where you at, Congressional Black Caucus? Where you at, Senate Democrats? Where you at, Congressional Democrats? Where are you at, Democrats overall? Where's LaMonica McIver, who tried to assault an ICE officer with her damn belly? Lead belly, I call her. Where are you at, bitch? How come you haven't said anything about this poor black girl who suffered the worst kind of death? Horrifying to have her body mutilated and taken from her by somebody who wasn't even supposed to be here. Where y'all at? Where you at, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson?
Yeah.
Where are
No
all
money
the
in it, huh?
Democrats? Why haven't
Or
you
power.
made a public statement? Hakeem Jeffries, where you at? You always got something to say. Where you at, Spartacus? Cory Booker? Huh? Where y'all at? Not a word? You're not going to say anything about Dakara Thompson? Oh, where you at, Chris Van Hollen? The one who went down to El Salvador to try to kidnap Kilmar Abrego Garcia, to bring him back here after he trafficked and sold children back and forth across the borders and solicited for child sex photos. Oh, yeah, he beat the shit out of his girlfriend, because those are the kind of individuals that you Democrats just love. Where are you, Chris Van Hollen? You freak. There's something sinister about you. It's going to
They
come
just
out
care
too.
about money and power.
There's no reason for you to stomp
They
the
don't care
yard
about
for
you.
an illegal alien you know good and damn fucking well was not supposed to be here. But you went the extra mile for him. Are you going to say anything about Miss Dakara Thompson? Are you going to give a public statement to her family who is grieving over their daughter, Chris Van Hollen? You know you're getting tagged in this, right? Please share
Wild
this,
Borgs, huh?
because I want these people to give an explanation as to why they have not said one word about this poor girl to her family. We, the people, want to know. Disgusting.
Yeah, they are. There's no such thing as trans rights. So, only citizen rights.
I'm still angry, and I'm going to keep talking. So, God bless you, and I appreciate you for tolerating my rants, because I am full of righteous indignation, and this is what I do.
Maybe
I
maybe I should change the title to these all the time to Karen Kennedy's rants.
believe in public discourse and people talking, even if it's yelling and screaming at some point, because at least you're communicating. And like Charlie said, when you stop communicating, then there's violence. So I'm rewatching this live broadcast on MSDNC. Of course, I was not watching MSDNC at the time because I don't watch them. Katie Tur and her dumb bitch ass had some guest on there, some fruit bag. I don't know who it was. Doesn't matter. And by the way, I'm glad that Dowd,
I don't worry about
fellow
hurting the
who was
left's
a
feelings.
useless puss, got fired.
He was just shame.
And you know, I see why these crank far leftists indoctrinated these young people, a lot of young people, into believing that somehow, as was mentioned by her Katie Tur's guest on MSDNC during the live broadcast, that Charlie Kirk was a far right, blah, 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 who challenged trans rights. Bitch, what are trans rights? What the fuck are trans rights? What are trans rights? I have a pocket constitution and that ain't in there. You either are an American citizen We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. I hope I did not leave out a line, because that would upset me greatly. I don't, there is no such thing as trans rights. You either are an American citizen and part of this fabric, or you are not, and your monkey ass is getting deported by ICE. I'm so
Amen.
very, very, very angry. You either are a citizen of this country or you are not. They have put this Jedi mind trick in the social consciousness of weak-minded people to make them think that somehow there's some conservatives in white sheets around the corner who are taking away your right to be a dude if you're a girl. Negro, we don't give a fuck. We don't care. We don't care. You are too self-absorbed. That's the problem. You think the world revolves around you and your damn dress and those extra hormones that you're taking in high doses because you ain't what that bottle says you is.
And Chet isn't always appearing.
There is no such thing as
Welcome
trans
back, Pat.
rights. You are an American citizen or you are not.
Really? CNN, huh?
There's no
MSNBC?
additional
They should
rights
just break it apart.
for this group and that group and that group and that group and that group.
Costs too
Fuck
much
you.
anyways.
Why do you get to be
Oh, I'd love to see
ahead of
CNN
me
go
in
down.
line? They got people believing that somehow there is something in congressional legislation that has taken rights away. When have you ever seen somebody, a bus driver, say, "Oh, you're a dude, you got on a dress.
The truth, you know?
Dude, look like a lady. Get to the back of the bus, bitch." When have you ever seen or heard that happen? It doesn't. Nobody cares. It's you. It's you. It's these people lying to you and telling you that somebody's taking your rights. Nobody is taking it. When has anybody ever said, "Nope, you can't come in this store because you're trans"?
Danielle,
there is no such thing as
understand.
trans rights. It's not necessary. If you got to put a damn sign on a door that says everyone is welcome, that means somebody ain't welcome. That means somebody is excluded. Because, see, I don't put signs on doors when I hold meetings. Because you should assume that you're welcome. I don't exclude people. Okay? It's the Democrats that always try to make people believe that they are the ones who are tolerant, and they're not. You're not inclusive. You're not tolerant. Don't say that shit no more. And by the way, we're done with tolerance. There is no more tolerance, bitches. You're cooked at this juncture. You are cooked. Y'all ain't gonna win shit in 2026. You can forget it. Anyway, it's a Jedi mind trick. There's no such thing as trans rights. There are only the inalienable rights of citizens of the United States of America. That's all.
The deep state's going to pull out all
Rest
the stops
in power,
to win
Charlie.
in the midterms. And it doesn't take that many votes to sway that much. All right, next one's about violence in America. It comes from the House Democrats, really. Well, watch this. It's a good one.
Walking through the mall with my dark MAGA hoodie on. Obviously, getting a couple of weird stares, but I don't give a shit.
Got to remember, she lives in Colorado, a blue state.
I'm going to go ahead and put this. I'm going to put this little issue to bed about this so-called there's violence on both sides, the left and the right. No, there's not.
Yeah, they don't have a uterus.
That's bullshit.
Women don't have a prostate.
There's only violence.
And the extra rib thing
on
too, Pat.
the left. There is
Women
only
have one
violence
less rib.
on the left. You know, with everything that happened on
yeah, they are
the
dragging.
10th,
I have to refresh every now and
concerning
then.
Charlie Kirk. There was also a shooting, a school shooting, high school, in Evergreen, Colorado, at Evergreen High School. I'm just now saying something about that because, this all happened on the same day. Um, but once again, it was a 16-year-old kid, probably sophomore, junior in high school, who identified as trans. So the same day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated in cold blood by someone who identified as trans, Evergreen High School in Colorado, there was a school shooting. I think one kid died, um, several were shot, but this kid identified as trans. So please spare me the bullshit. Now, there are those who identify in that community who are not out of their fucking minds, like Blair White, for instance, Chloe Cole, for instance. Chloe Cole was transitioned at a very, very, very young age, under 18, which is absolute child abuse and savagery. But the parents were probably so unimportant, and they were trying to live vicariously through um, Chloe. I don't even know uh, how he started out. But anyway, now Chloe is detransitioning. Blair White is a beautiful individual. And I've watched Blair White just blossom over the years. And Blair was born a male and is now a beautiful woman. So,
I don't know. I
but
still
Blair
see him as male.
is conservative. She is MAGA
I'm not
AF.
going to attack him. They're
But
conservative.
what I'm saying is these Democrats want you to believe that there is violence on both sides. No, there's not. No, there's not. I hate it for you. If you're referring to that thing that happened in Minnesota with that couple who was savagely murdered, that was also somebody on the crank far left who worked for Tim Walz, by the way. And he still, with his funny looking ass, butt plug Tim, has still not said anything about that. Thoughts and
Tim?
prayers, blah, blah, blah.
Called
Shut up.
tampon Tim.
Shut up, you little creep. Tim Walz is a creep. There's some shit about him. Ugh. Gosh, he's so gross. Anyhow, it is not violence on both sides. There is no both sides. That is bullshit. I don't want to hear it. There is no violence on both sides. There is violence and death on one side. It is all coming from the left. All of it. Every single drop. We ain't bothering your ass. We don't like you. We don't come anywhere near you. We do not show up at your events. We don't talk to you. We don't write you. We don't send you messages because you're shit. We don't want anything to do with you people. It's all you. It's all Democrats. All the violence, all of the so-called hateful rhetoric is coming from them. 100%. Nobody else. It's coming from them. These poor people being radicalized left and right is them. They are doing it. We have thousands of videos from politicians to media pundits to athletes. It's all actors, Hollywood, these losers. It's always the violence is coming from Democrats. 100%. Conservatives, we have lives. We don't have time to waste our lives and risk our freedoms that we enjoy and fight hard to protect. Why the hell would we waste losing our freedom on some ratchet, broke, loser ass Democrat? That's dumb as fuck. Anyway, all the violence, 100% of the violence is coming from Democrats.
True that.
Deadass.
They're complaining about the tribal wave of firings of those who celebrated the execution of Charlie Kirk. Is the next one.
You think the leftists think that this is just all about some sort of retribution for you people, you freaking morons, celebrating Charlie Kirk being assassinated in front of
I hear
us,
your
in front
applause.
of his family, in front of the entire
Danielle.
freaking planet? You think this is just, you're
Yeah,
reducing
it does
this
work.
to just some sort of vengeance?
Top of the
Which
evening to you,
it
Danielle.
is, bitches. It is. On a level? Yep, it is. Because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, they're coming in a little bit out of order.
Y'all have been doing this to us
Guns
for
N'
10
Roses.
years. I am hearing the media saying shit like, oh, this is unprecedented. Oh my God, this is unprecedented. All of these people losing their jobs just for saying they're using their free speech, exercising their free speech. No, 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 no. Oh, contraire, mon frère. You started this. It's not unprecedented. You've been doing it to us for 10 years. Excuse you, but January 6th, 2020, during the George Floyd riots, oh yeah, let us not forget the worldwide freaking pandemic. Those of us who would not get any shots, any boosters, no testing, because you're not giving me a transorbital lobotomy. No, I don't think so. That's for you people, because y'all dumb. Anyway, you've been doing this to us for 10 years. You debanked conservatives. Laura Loomer talked about it years ago. She was debanked. They closed her account. I don't know if it was Chase or Bank of America. They closed all of her bank accounts and gave her a small window of time to move her money. They didn't even ask her. They just sent her a letter like, oh, we closed your accounts. Roger Stone did the same thing to him. Countless other big conservatives just, messing with your money. You messing with my money, you messing with my emotions. Y'all been doing this for 10 years. You have been doing this to us. It's not unprecedented.
Yeah, that's what they want.
You started this. See, don't hate the player, bitch. Hate the game. You started the game. You just mad because we the pimp now and you the motherfucking hoe. Now get out there and make my money. Now it's you who gets you. Oh, remember the when Biden stole the 2020 election and y'all installed his old ass, and one of the first things he did was to stop all of the development on the Keystone Alaska pipelines. Keystone XL pipelines, remember that? Yeah. What did the crank far left say to the oil and gas workers up there in Alaska?
They're trying to get rid of the
Learn to code. You're losing your jobs. Learn to code. Well,
they can
let us reciprocate that sentiment to you. Learn to code, bitches. Oh, by the way, you can't learn to code because AI already took your jobs. Life is just divine right now. So, you started this. We're just massaging. We're reimagining employment. We're putting the UN in front of it. Damn! Man, it feels good to be a gangster.
The ones who celebrated the assassination attempt, national security threats is what you said.
You Democrats, you liberals, you crank far leftists, you Sodom and Gomorrah Jezebel media. You don't understand what's happening, do you? You think we're just being vindictive, having all of you people fired from your jobs for celebrating the assassination, the execution of Charlie Kirk, right in front of the world to see, to shock the conscience of human beings. You think this is just pettiness? Yeah, it is. because it's about time that we be petty, because you've been doing this to
Yep,
us for
time's
10
up,
years. You've been doing this to us. You have done it on a large scale.
So long,
You
Kurt.
celebrated it openly, publicly, on social media, in your jobs. You celebrated it. You posted videos about it. And now it's happening to you. And you have lived in an echo chamber of protection in your little bubbles for so long. And now you can, clutch my, you can't understand why it's happening to you. Yeah, I thought I was but I voted for the Hindu Horus. That doesn't save you. You lost your job. Call that bitch. She's still on X. Hit her up. Maybe she'll pay your bills. She caused this. So did Joe Biden. He's still on X. Hit him up. Tell him you ain't got no lights, you ain't got no gas, you getting ready to get on food stamps. Maybe they'll send you some of the money they stole over the last 4 years. Anyhow, we are putting your motherfucking ass on blast and getting you fired because you are a national security threat and you are a threat to the safety of American citizens.
Probably true there.
We
Same
are
thing with the
allowed,
teachers.
we have inalienable rights
Teachers and
to life,
professors.
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and you are preventing that because of your views and
Settle down.
because you
Calm
are in
down.
positions where you could cause someone great either pain or death. And I'm saying that, and I'm not being hyperbolic. I am very serious because these people are dug in to their ideology. And a lot of these individuals are teachers. They're electricians. I'm gonna make another video about it, but that crazy psychotic white liberal bitch who has over 600,000 followers on TikTok, Megan Farina. Oh, that's another one. I gotta just
Explain,
go ahead
Mark.
and do that one. But anyway, she did this, prayers for Charlie, prayers, thoughts and prayers with her ugly she's a basic bitch. How the hell did she amass a 600,000 following?
Okay.
She's dumb.
She
sits at home all day while her husband busts his ass to go work. But I don't know if he has the same views as her. But the point is, now she can't figure out why her husband's business is probably going to shut down because of her actions. Your husband is an electrician. We can't trust him now, knowing that you have those views. There are doctors, there are lawyers, attorneys, there are teachers, there are university professors, tenured professors who make, $200,000-$300,000 a year, who have all been celebrating. Nurses, members of the military, federal employees, just hundreds of thousands of morons in this country. Dude, you are in positions that could make or break someone. Yeah. Banking, there are people in the financial sector. Exactly. What is to stop you if you are, let's use there again, Megan Farina and her husband. What if he has the same views as that crazy hoe? What if he has the same views as her? He goes into somebody's home who may have Trump signs and out in the front yard and a Trump flag out front, or, Trump hats and 47 and 45. What if he just is nuts like her and decides to short circuit something and the fucking house burns down? You people just shot that man. Your ideology and your pushing people to be violent because you are the party of death. You are the party of violence. You pushing people to do this shit because they think they're belonging to some kind of shit club, and that they're going to get some kind of recognition and pats on their stupid empty head for doing evil things to other human beings, just to get brownie points on the crank far left. And what is to stop them? If you got dental assistants, you got dentists, you got doctors, you got people in that. What if some doctor is doing surgery and you got a Bible sitting on your desk and one of the nurses sees it and it's got Trump something on there, or passages that they don't agree with?
You gotta worry about
what's to stop them from doing damage to you and your body while you're under anesthesia? We can't trust you.
No, they're too deranged.
We can't trust you. There's airline pilots who have been fired. We can't trust you to fly people across the country and across the world. We can't trust you.
You're too deranged.
Because you have proven with your statements how insensitive you are, and we do not know what lengths that you will go to prove your point. You cannot be trusted. The Democrat Party has become a national security issue, and it has got to be addressed. These people don't just need to be fired. That party needs to be completely destroyed, because God told us that you are to give the devil no place. You can't reason with demons during an exorcism. They must be exorcised. They must be exiled from the host. You can't reason with demons. They must be exorcised. They must be destroyed. That's all. We can't trust you no more. We can't trust you. You've shown your cards. You've shown who you really are. And now you are a threat to society. That's why.
This one's about
motherfucking Democrats.
Golly. Well,
so
explain in the history.
Y'all ain't gonna say nothing about Irina Zarutska either. Like, I mean, I made a video about Dakara Thompson, who was murdered by an illegal alien just over the weekend, but another murder by some crazed American citizen who should have been in an institution.
Do a little remodeling electrical work.
Y'all ain't gonna say nothing about this Ukrainian refugee? Where are all the House Democrats who used to stomp the floor and wave Ukrainian flags on the Senate and House floor trying to get money for Ukraine?
It's to line their pockets.
Y'all ain't gonna say nothing about Irina Zarutska.
They spent so many billions of dollars on it.
She was murdered over the weekend on a train, throat slit on camera.
Stop, huh?
Y'all ain't gonna say nothing about this Ukrainian.
Chat is working weird.
Y'all dead silent. Y'all dead silent on this. But y'all tore up the freaking country during a worldwide pandemic in 2020 over a freaking crackhead who was gonna die that night anyway. I don't give a come at me. I dare you say something to me about George Floyd putting up gold statues and all this mess. His family probably done spent up all that money they got because they ghetto as hell. You haven't said anything about Irina Zarutska. Nothing. No, you're just, the silence is deafening.
That's
Do
why
y'all
the media
even know
needs to be
what
replaced.
planet you're on? Because you support something over here, but then when something happens to break the illusion, you ain't got nothing to say. You deer in the headlights. You don't know how to respond to Dakara Thompson, who was murdered by an illegal, because you support the illegals. But she's a black girl murdered by an illegal from Mexico or Honduras, some freaking where below the border. I don't freaking know. It doesn't matter. Why are you silent, Democrats? Don't you love Ukraine? $500 billion of our tax money went to Ukraine. But you say nothing about Irina Zarutska, and a Ukrainian, literal Ukrainian refugee. Let me tell you something. If you vote Democrat at this point, go ahead and just don't even bother participating in society, because you're too dumb to even understand what is happening here. One word might be nice from you Democrats, just one word. God bless Irina Zaruska's family. This is absolutely insane. You ain't gonna say nothing.
Next one's the illegal immigrant gets $95,000 student loan debt and another $200,000 in credit card debt, and then gets deported, leaving us to pay the bills.
This is an older story that I was going through some of my videos and some of the information that I save, and I'm like, oh hell, I never made a video about this story. But I tell you what, this is definitely worth an honorable mention. Dishonorable, if you really want to know the truth. This individual came over here illegally, and she's in the process of getting deported. She posted
I can't believe
herself. This is in her own words. She posted,
Kirk, the one they released him from North Carolina, is he gonna have at least an ankle bracelet or something on him? I mean, what keeps him from running or harming someone else? Is he house arrest? What the hell?
being deported with $95,000 in student loan debt and $200,000 in credit card debt. Yeah, here's this little bizatch right here. You think we only talking about Latin or Hispanic people? She clearly is not. Yeah. So this bizatch came over here, ran up student loans that American citizens didn't get. You know what I'm trying to figure out is, for one, you have to have, in order to qualify for Pell Grants and student loans, you have to have a GED or a high school diploma. How are all of these foreign nationals who are illegally in this country, how have they been getting approved for Pell Grants and student loans? Especially when they are already adults. And did they have to provide any proof? Because American citizens do. Or you don't qualify for any grants or loans. You don't qualify for any federal student aid if you did not graduate from high school or you did not get the GED, which is like alternative whatever. You can't get any. So this little bizatch is what, can you imagine? Like Wall Street Ape says here, they come over here, they drain our system, multiply this one case by hundreds of thousands to millions of people. This is just one. These people come over here and get business loans. I've talked about that often. Small Business Association, they, under Biden, made special departments and provisions with the federal government for illegal aliens to get loans for starting food trucks. Then they get deported and they got all this damn debt. You can't get money for a food truck. You can't qualify for an SBA loan because you got bad credit. You got toilet credit. And when you go to the car dealership, instead of printing you out a credit report, they print you out a bus pass. That bad. Believe me, because we've been here through these recession times. We were here for the GFC, the great financial crisis. We made it through that. We were here for Bidenomics and all of the inflationary policies that render the middle class pretty much done and cooked. But this little hoe can come over here from Ukraine or wherever the hell she came from, rack up $95,000 in student loans and $200,000 in credit card debt. And then she gets deported. Who's going to pay that money back? Oh, nobody. And what's going to happen, it's going to raise your interest rate. It's going to raise your cost of doing business to cover for this little heifer who is already bye-bye. She's gone back to her country to start a new life because she got a nice start. She got a lot of money here in the United States. You wonder why I want these people so out of here so fast, it'll make your head spin. I want them out because all they have been doing is draining us, and that's all they come here for.
Absolutely.
They don't come here for a better life. They come here to steal yours.
Get the freebies.
Unreal.
Yep. Next one, Democrats. Oh no, I was going to do the Trump one next. Trump administration is sending notices and with massive fines to illegal aliens who refuse to leave.
The president is imposing massive fines on illegal aliens who were given final removal orders by a judge, which is their due process. You know, they always talk about due process. So they were given due process. Their case was heard by a judge. And instead of them removing themselves kind of and self-deporting, they continued to stay here. And these individuals did not show up for court.
Yes,
One
Mark,
case, the fines imposed were over $330,000, and in the other case,
kind of
this was from the NBC San Francisco, I think it was, but the other one owed over $44,000. And these people may have self-deported by now because there hasn't been a word from them. But the point is, the immigrants' rights groups are trying to say that this is excessive bond. This is excessive. This is unconstitutional.
Well, get the hell out then.
Bitch, nobody cared when Letitia James, aka Respucia, imposed excessive fines to the amount of over $454 million, $500 million against President Trump for mortgage fraud. Interestingly enough, this bitch is now being investigated for mortgage fraud, and there is proof of what she was doing. But see, the projection, she projected what she was doing onto Trump to try to get him caught up in crimes, but the judge saw through that, and the judge said, no, these fines against President Trump are excessive. There was no aggrieved party. The banks actually benefited because he paid his bills on time, ahead of schedule, and no interest because he paid the bills off for the loans that he got for the home. She was trying to make up some bullshit to say he overvalued his home. She's the one who actually committed mortgage fraud. So, excessive bail, and you Democrats said nothing about that. We didn't hear you say a word about Letitia James imposing excessive bail, violating his 8th Amendment rights. You just didn't care because you're lawless. So now, because these illegal aliens have overstayed their stay, they weren't even supposed to be here in the first place. A judge ordered them removed and they didn't leave. This is the way that you get them the fuck out of here. Okay, so let me get this straight. You don't want them rounded up in ICE raids because that's just violent and it's just unconstitutional, which it isn't. We have every right to kick out invaders, foreign invaders who have no ties, legal ties whatsoever to this country. These people, I have said it often and I'm going to continue to reveal it. These people amass a small fortune here in this country, working as servers, dishwashers. They send their money back to their home country and they build beautiful 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom homes with 4-car garages on the beach of Jalisco. That's just one case. You think that's it? I talk to these people. They show me pictures of their homes. Are you kidding? They're not poor immigrants. These people make massive money because they send their money home. Oh yeah, and their home country makes money through remittances. And America is the one who suffers. So President Trump is imposing the fines, and they talk about, this law hasn't been used before. This law hasn't been used before. Oh, y'all dusted off the Logan Act and used it against General Michael Flynn, didn't you? to try to keep him from being President Trump's advisor back in 2017. You sure dusted off the Logan Act, had never been used before. You had no problem with that. So guess what? What's good for the goose is good for us. See, they don't like the law when it's not on their side, but it's there nonetheless. And President Trump is using it to
really?
his
Ben
advantage.
Shapiro's going to take
Please
over
keep going, sir.
Turning Point?
I voted for
I hadn't
this
seen
all
that.
day long.
I
Charge
thought
him
his wife
millions
was
of
going to run
dollars.
the
Get him the hell up out of
operations.
here. I don't care
She
how
won't
we
be
do
doing
it.
the
Get him up out of here.
shows, but I don't know. I didn't know that. I got to wait and see on that. All right, this is the last one I'm going to do about the deportings. The Democrats are having a nervous breakdown that the judge ordered that he can, or the courts ordered, actually.
We got another fantastic Supreme Court ruling today. They came down with the ruling concerning the ICE raids because California sued. Was it California? I think it was California. Because, of course, they want to keep the criminals roaming free in the streets. So Gavin Newsom
Hey,
and
Colin, this is the
others
last video.
filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration. And once again, the Supreme Court ruled aptly, as they should, according to black letter law. Go figure. See, when you're lawless, like the Democrats have been over the last 4 years, you don't understand when the laws are being followed. They just don't like that the law is not on their side. See, that's why they make shit up as they go along, and that's why they're lawless and they break laws, is because the law is never on their side. They completely make it up as they go along. So, this Washington Examiner article says ICE deportations hitting longtime residents sparks outcry. I'm going to read a little bit of it to show you how ridiculous this is and how it coincides with the Supreme Court decision today. Illegal immigrants, aliens, who have lived as long-term residents in the United States have been most affected by the Trump administration's deportation efforts, according to a new report. People who have lived in the U.S. for over a decade accounted for 44.4% of people deported in recent months, while more than 50% of deportees have made their home in the country for at least 6 years. According to a Keno Border Initiative case study focused on Mexican migrants removed to a temporary Mexican government facility in Nogales, Sonora. The analysis investigated roughly 300, I'm going somewhere with this, roughly 300 sample cases at the facility from May through July indicates many of those targeted for removal at President Donald Trump's direction did not cross into the U.S. during the Biden administration, which oversaw, they admit it, oversaw record levels of illegal immigration.
They were flying them in.
Admitting it.
Yes.
Into the country, illegal immigration from 2021 through 2025, but rather appeared to come into the country dating back to the Obama administration and prior periods. A lot to unpack there, but let's just talk about this.
I second that, Kirk. They're never right. They've never been right. Never, ever.
How do you think that justifies these people being here?
Anytime they've gotten
Because
close to it,
they've been here for a long time.
Maybe during Kennedy,
that's actually worse. That's actually worse.
JFK.
That does not help the argument, and it doesn't help their case. You've been here 20, 25, 35 years, and you never even thought enough of this country to bother to try to become a lawful permanent resident or a naturalized citizen of this country. And please don't talk to me about, oh, the process is long and arduous and expensive. Bitch, I have talked personally to people who live in Brazil, who live in Jalisco, Mexico, who have beautiful $1 million homes worth over $1 million down in their home country that they've managed to build over the years because they've been here and they've amassed a small fortune. So not only do they have their properties here that they are intending to sell once they retire and get the proceeds from that, and then go back to their country and live in their beach homes. You're sitting there trying to make people feel sorry for these people. And I am finding that many of these people have built massive wealth in their country. They certainly
Mostly
have made their
American
country
dollars.
rich through remittances from the United States. That's another topic. But the Supreme Court has decided, and the law is on the side of President Trump concerning these ICE raids. Excuse you, but the Immigration and Nationality Act was here and established since June of 1952. These are laws that were set to govern the immigration into the United States. Was Trump even born in 1952? I don't know. But, that's kind of a long time ago. So what the crank far left is trying to psych you out to believe is that he's an authoritarian. He's just making up laws. He's just making them up as he goes along. No, bitch. The Immigration and Nationality Act was established in 1952. Y'all bastards just have not followed it. And Donald Trump is following it. Go read it. Go read it. I have. He is in the right here. That is why the Supreme Court decided in his favor, because Justice Brett Kavanaugh said the Supreme Court does not dictate immigration law. That is the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. Y'all just haven't followed it. Donald Trump is following it. That's why he keeps winning, because it's not about like Sotomayor. Oh, I feel, and this is against Latinos, and I feel. Why is she a justice? She's just a crank far leftist activist.
Use any emotion
I don't
to get
give a shit how you feel.
The
law is the law, and American citizens are expected to follow it or clank clank. Illegals don't get a pass, not anymore.
Trump is a puppet?
Thank you, Supreme Court. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you.
I don't know about that,
ICE.
Danielle. I don't agree with that one.
ICE, baby.
Yeah. She's right on that.
Keep it going. All gas, no brakes.
Yep. Trump's not a puppet. If he was, they wouldn't try to kill him. That's for sure. Anyways, all right, programming. I think I'm going to be on Tuesday, probably about the stuff that's going on with up in Canada. They might end up becoming the 51st and 52nd states in America. I think that'd be good, because the areas that are leaving are the conservative areas that want to leave. That there's so much going on there. The liberal is cracking down on them, and they want to sell oil to us, and they're not allowing it to happen, and other goods and trade things going back and forth. It's a long story. I'll be playing some clips on that and talking about that and all that. Thanks all for watching. God bless and take care. Let me hit the end thing here. See you Tuesday.